I don't see nothing. Okay, so the next part, if there are no more questions, or we shouldn't go back to some of the application or the hardware platforms, is the license, the type of them, how to choose them properly to the workflow solution which we have, and how to investigate the common issues with them. No question. Let's just switch them. So let's say that we choose together with the customer the products which we need to have. We select the amount of the channels which we will have. We know how many newsroom stations, client station will have, what control PC. Now is the time to select the amount of the license which you will need. So the basic one and the most common are the USB dongles. How they working is, of course, you need to connect the USB dongle to the control PC on which you have our software. Also the hardware platform, so the HDVG could have license dedicated for those dongles. Together with the dongles, we need to deliver the file, license that, and inside that file we have a description of the license which we have, together with the ID of the dongle to which they are assigned. ID of the dongle is not the serial number which we see on the top or on the picture. The ID of the dongle really could be reviewed with the script which you always have after software installation will be done on the PC. So with the dongles, with the local dongles, which are dedicated just to the local station, it's always two different numbers separated by hash. If you will have some old installation, you will need to do some upgrades, or you will have some case from the customer that it have problem with the license. If you will see that there is just single number without any hash, that will be probably the old dongle with the old license, which is not supporting USB 3.0. So if the customer is deciding to move to the new workstation or upgrade the software, in that case we should take the action, order new dongles, and make sure that they will be working on the new machine, which could be limited just to the USB 3.0 ports. The second dongle, as you can see, looks exactly the same beside of the number which we see on the top. It's starting always from the number 9, not from number 8. Those are used for the floating license. It means that the workstation to which it will be connected, that could be also server with database, will become a license server. We can also, instead of installing the license locally to each station, to each workstation, the TV channel, if there is a bigger amount like the ForDesigner, Maestro, or iNews clients, instead of that we can order the floating license dongle, create the license which will indicate, for example, 4 license for the ForDesigner, 56 license for the newsroom system clients, and 4 license for the Maestro. In that case, each PC which will have access to the same network and will have correct version, same as the license installed on the license server, could run the software. Yes, so even if we have just 4 stations for the 4 license for the ForDesigner, for the customer request we can install 10 of the workstation with that software. But the license server will make sure just 4 of them will be working at the same time. At the moment when you will close one of the ForDesigner, the license is going back to pool and it's available to another station. It's working similar and it's mostly used for the iNews clients plugins. Of course, when we're talking about numbers of 200 or 300 clients, nobody wants to order the box of the dongles and just going and connect them separately. In that case, especially we are using the license servers. We are just by default with the integration with the Newsroom system. We have 15 licenses for the clients. It means that at the same time, 15 plugins could be working in the parallel. How to release the license? We don't need to close the whole Newsroom client. It's enough to close the plugin. Yeah, so even if the people log in the whole day to all the ENPS or iNews clients, it's enough to close the Maestro plugin just to give possibility to other journalists to use the license. Of course, there could be multiply to 30, 45, 60 license, depend on the customer's needs. Usually, how it's come out, never, even if we have 200, 300 customers, we never notice that more of them than 20 are working at the same time. Of course, if we are using them, we also need to make sure that we double check everything with the IT administrator, the local network, because we need to have port opened for all of the client station. And usually from what we notice, the Newsroom system networks are quite limited and separate from the rest of the installation. So that's about the floating license. As I mentioned, could be used for all of the projects which we have. So if the customer is okay to have the machines in the same network and don't want to deal with the USB dongles which somebody could stall, broken, forget them, or just connect them wrongly, wrong USB to wrong PC, then the floating license is a good option. The third option is the node-log license. In that case, we don't use almost any dongles at all. I told almost because there are one situation when we'll need it. Node-log license is using the ID which we are generating with our script. Yes, always when we install the HAS driver on the PC, there will be get system ID exec. What it will do, it will generate the ID for that workstation, and then base of that ID, that will be just text file, we are creating the license. Of course, the side effect is that if something will change on that PC, or somebody will move it between the domains, change the host names, or start playing with the network boards and any other equipment which is a part of the ID when we're generating, the node-log license will stop working. So if the customer would like to have main Maestro workstation and for the safety reason keep some backup machine, it's not possible with a node-log license. They will need to order 2 such licenses and pay double price. With the USB dongle, it's quite easy. We are installing the one Maestro workstation, then we make clone of it. If the one will go down or something will be broken, you just reconnect the dongle, copy the license file, and you're ready to go on the second machine. With a node-log license, there is not possible. The second thing, the limitation with that is the time. With the graphics products, we are getting our time-limited license for the installation period, or if the customer is paying with the parts, then we can like resend the new license for next 3 months until the next paying period will finish. Node-log license, if they are limited by time, they need to have access to the internet or access to the license server. So they will be reading time for that dongle. The reason is quite easy. Of course, other case it will be reading the time from the local PC, and even with a 2 weeks license, customer by changing the time on the workstation can use them forever. So that will not work. We double check. You can also, but it's not possible. But later, if you will get the unlimited license after the whole payment will be done, there's no such need. Yes, so node-log license will not need internet access. Will don't need the license server access just to review the time. It's not longer required. One important thing, in each case, we need to install the HASP driver, which is part of the 6-shoot installation. Even if you are using the floating license, we need to execute that installer with the option that will be the client station. Yes, if we will not install the HASP driver, the license driver at all on the machine, no matter what will connect, no matter what type of license do we have in the network, it will not work. So just if we'll step back to our workflows, in our scenario is quite visible. We have journalist stations. That's the one thing. We have clip recorder and J stations here. We have NLA stations. They usually are multiplied in the workflow. Yes, so it's never 1 or 2 station. It's from 10 above. In that case, there's no need to go into each of them with the USB stick and connect the license. It's better to pick one of the machine which always have access to the network when it's always up and running, and install the license server on them. In that case, as long as the machine will have access to the license server, they will reading license for it. It's similar situation with the HDVG.